Welcome to Essentials of Nutrition Bio 112. In this video, I will discuss some important points about how the course runs, the kinds of assignments you'll need to completely succeed in this course. I'm Dr. Urbi.Ghosh, and I will be your instructor for this semester. This is a 3-credit-hour non-lab science course, and we will be discussing the important components of nutrition in this course. So what are the essentials of nutrition? Well, in this course, I will expect you to understand 2 types of knowledge. The foundational knowledge, which is basically answering questions like, what is a carbohydrate? What is a protein? How does digestion work? What is metabolism, etc.? And then the second part of the course, I want you to apply this knowledge to your own diet and your own life so that you can reap the benefits of this course. So the second most important part of this course is to understand the important components of good nutrition, and then to apply this knowledge of these components to a well-balanced diet of what recommendations are of the various different nutrient groups to your diet so you can be an educated consumer and be able to make good nutritional choices, whether dining out or making your own. Now, in terms of what we aim to do in this course, we hope that you would understand the role of nutrition in health, be able to design a healthful diet for yourself, and understand the major components of nutrition, which are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and these are the macronutrients. And then what we call the micronutrients are vitamins and minerals, and the importance of maintaining water balance in our bodies. And we want you to be able to integrate all these components that are important to nutrition, the 6 major components, and apply it to your diet analysis project at the end of the course, or near the middle of the course where we have to actually turn it in. So the learning objectives, I want you to learn how carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals interact in your body, and the nutritional components that are found in food, discuss the factors that influence food habits, classify nutritional groups, and identify functions of the digestive system. I want you to be able to discuss food metabolism. It relates to activity, and identify sources of nutrients in food, including vitamins and minerals. And I want you to be able to relate this to the nutritional needs and alterations of various health states, such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, etc. I want you to be able to take these various components and analyze them to your diet in terms of collecting the data and answering the questions for the diet analysis project, coming up with analysis of holes in your diet, for example, and areas of strength that you are very proud of. Now, in terms of course sequence, feel free, of course, to design your own study habits, but my recommendations are first to read the chapter, then to watch the online videos, then to read the PowerPoints to understand the salient points of the course, to study and use the textbook website if you have access to it, and take the quiz at the end to understand your knowledge. Now, if you don't do well on the quiz the first time, feel free to take it again, and we'll talk a little bit about the quiz in a bit. How to use the textbook. I would recommend going to the chapter objectives and seeing what those objectives are, and then trying to make sure that in your note-taking or in your reading that you really pay attention to those chapter objectives. Another key point is your key terms. We must understand the nutritional lingo that goes with the course, and I hope that you gain a fundamental understanding of some of these key terms. First, let me walk you through a brief orientation of the important areas of D2L. So if you go to the course homepage, on top of the header, the course header, you'll find a toolbar with content, discussions, assignments, quizzes, grades, checklist. So under your quizzes and exams, for example, you will find all the quizzes with their due dates. So this is open, available from August 18th to August 25th, for example, is a syllabus quiz, and quiz 1 is also due by August 25th. So the first week you do a syllabus quiz and you do quiz 1. Now there is one chapter test which must be taken at the testing center. It can also be taken online if you want, but you have to go through the Distance Learning Center program by filling out a form and sending to them and paying extra $27 because the fees are incurred by the student. And this enables you to take it outside of the testing center hours. So as you can see, there's 12 quizzes and there's 3 extra credit quizzes on this course. Now the extra credit quizzes can only be done once, whereas the regular course quizzes can be done twice. Now the main areas are going to be your content, your discussions, your assignments, and your quizzes. And of course your grades when they come in. There's a nice little checklist here for you to look at for all the assignments you need to get in. Make sure you do it on time. If you check under the content section, you'll see that there are 2 major types of files. There is the welcome area, which has the instructions for the diet analysis, as well as the course discussion, and some other important information in terms of time management and pop-up blockers and things like that. So under the course content are going to be also your project direction instructions. And also there's an overview of the syllabus schedule and instructor homepage, which I need to put in, but I haven't, which I will in a week, soon enough. And then you have an outline, a week by week of a checklist and the outline of the various chapters that you need to go over. There's also student tools and resources. There's workout exercise links, for example, for how to do a 2-point plank. These are exercises you can do at home that will help you to integrate physical activity when you're on a busy schedule and you need to perhaps do something at home. So those are the major areas. Your videos, your course videos will be here under Table of Contents. Under Course Content, if you go, you'll see the video lectures for the various chapters underneath here. There's also a study guide for Test 1 here. So feel free to poke around and look at those areas. Your discussion section will have your discussion activities, which you will need to post, for example, on week 1, a student introduction, and also discussion post number 1. The assignments for the discussion, which is the 1-page paper you have to do, should be uploaded as a Word document or a TF document under assignments here, and the various due dates are posted on this right-hand side. So if you need to communicate with me, feel free to send me an email. Then the emails are here up on the right-hand corner, and compose an email to me and I will answer as soon as I can. On the weekends, it takes a little bit longer. Now, let's look at a course overview. The book that you'll be using, that you need to get for the course, is Nutrition and Applied Approach, 5th edition. This is with a cover, what it looks like on Amazon. Feel free to rent it, feel free to buy it, feel free to go to the bookstore and get a bundle software. The bundle software in the bookstore has it integrated with the diet analysis. Otherwise, you'd have to go to www.mydietanalysis.com and pay for the diet analysis for an extra $16. There's going to be one test in the course, and it'll cover chapters 1 through 4. So we went over where to find the course materials. So let's go over next the quizzes. And number 3, we went over the test. The test is multiple choice. It's to be taken at the testing center. You only get one try at it, and it's 60 minutes long. Then you have your discussion posts. There's 4 of them in the course. Let's talk about the weekly quizzes. All quizzes are multiple choice questions and cover related chapters corresponding to the reading. There are 10 questions per quiz, except for the extra credit quizzes, which have more questions. There's a time limit of 20 minutes for each quiz, and they're worth 50 points. Now, I want students to learn from their mistakes, and the quizzes can be taken twice as a result for the better grade to count. Now, the quizzes are randomized, so you don't expect the same questions again. The exception to the rule of the extra credit quizzes can only be taken once. The extra credit quizzes are there for extra credit, so you need to study before you take them. They're 50 points each. They comprise of 25 multiple choice questions, and the extra credit quizzes are optional for students to take. There is a time limit of 20 minutes. Some kind of tips for the quizzes online: save your answers as you go along, and students should make sure you save your answers as you go along the quiz and hit the submit button before the 20-minute time limit is done, or your quiz won't count. Quizzes are programmed to randomly shuffle so that no 2 quizzes can have the same 2 students in any given try, and the quizzes are programmed to auto-submit after the time has expired. So in other words, once the 20 minutes have expired, any questions not answered by the student will not count toward your grade calculation, and students will not be able to see the questions and answer them beyond the time limit, and the answers won't just count for any grade calculation. Now, in terms of academic integrity in this course, all students are held to the same standard. In other words, in order to preserve academic integrity in this course, all students are held to the standard that you have to take the quizzes on time and within the 20-minute time window that is given. No extensions are given on quizzes. And you need to complete all the quizzes in order to do well on the course. So tip in a nutshell, and make sure you watch your time and make sure you take the quizzes in the time window that it's open at under the D2L time window. Now, the course exam needs to be taken at the testing center in either the Des Plaines or the Skokie campuses. Students must bring a student ID with a photo or a driver's license to the testing center, and off-campus testing is available through Prof.Urbi.Ghosh. It is online, so you can take the test and schedule it at your own time. That's the benefit, and outside of the window of the testing center being open. So if you have crazy schedule and crazy work time, I would suggest that you use the Prof.Urbi.Ghosh service by filling out the form, and there's a link in your syllabus. Look for it to fill out that form about 2 weeks to 3 weeks prior to the exam date. Now, the test is worth 100 points. It's 60 limit time minutes. It's closed book, and it covers chapters 1 through 4. You can only take it once. There's no makeups allowed, and students with documented medical emergencies can take a makeup, but you have to have a doctor's note for that. Now, you call the testing center beforehand to know what the hours of operation are. You don't have to tell them that you're going in, but you do have to know when to go in so that you give yourself plenty of time to take this test. Now, the link for the form is found in the syllabus for off-campus testing, and the web page for completing the information for the testing center is found in this particular web link. Now, in terms of the discussion activity, the purpose of the discussion activity is to acquaint you with the positive and negative views of the topic, to understand the different perspectives and complexities of public health, and to reflect on your views and what you have learned through this activity. So, what do I want you to gain from the discussion activity? I want to see in this reflection that you pull information from different sources and that you synthesize the information to make your own opinion on the matter. I want you to use references and give credit for the information from the video or other sources that you pull from the web. Do not plagiarize and use APA style. So for example, in discussion 1, use the information presented online from the YouTube videos, for example, that you pull from, and make sure you cite the YouTube video because that is the source that you're using. And explain to me in your discussion reflection how you can use what you've learned to eat better in the future. What kind of strategies you currently use and what kind of strategies you think would be helpful in the future to make better choices and better decisions about food. And then I want you to write a personal reflection of 1 page, 500 words or less, 3 paragraphs long. Make sure that you use proper composition, grammar, and punctuation. Use the topic sentence as well as other grammatical structure for your composition, and write your sources in there. Then, after you submit that under assignments under D2L, I want you to write and post under discussions a response to your peers at least 3 times and email me with any questions that you have. So you see the discussion is slightly different in terms of posting online than it is for the reflection paper. The two are not the same.